Today, we're going to talk about a place called Mae Sot. It's a town right on the border of Thailand and Myanmar, and for decades, it's been a safe haven for people escaping conflict. But what we're going to see is that this sanctuary, well, it's also a place of daily struggle and just profound uncertainty. Let's get into why.
If you were to walk through the markets of Mae Sot, you'd hear this incredible mix of languages. Thai, Burmese, Korean. It is a bustling, really multicultural hub where lives that have been totally uprooted by war have intertwined with the local culture. And it's created something completely new and really vibrant.
And this right here really captures the core tension of the town perfectly. On one hand, yeah, Mae Sot is a safe harbor, a refuge from violence. But on the other hand, it's this state of limbo. A life without legal papers, trapped between a home you can't go back to and a future that feels totally out of reach. This is a story about deep, systemic inequality.
So let's start by digging into what this fragile existence really looks like. Because Mae Sot isn't just any town, it's a critical crossing point, sitting right on the very edge of a conflict that's been going on for a very long time. And the sheer scale of the situation, it's just staggering. We're talking about 250,000 migrants, all in this one area. The Mae Sot camp alone, that's home to around 40,000 people. And these aren't just numbers on a slide. They represent generations of families for whom a temporary situation has become a permanent reality.
So this precarious existence, it boils down to a daily struggle just to survive. For so many people there, the fight isn't about politics or war anymore. It's about the most fundamental human needs: food, medicine, a roof over your head.
This quote from a researcher on the ground, it just cuts right to the heart of everything. This isn't just a crisis of today, it's a crisis that's actively stealing the future. I mean, seriously, how can a community ever hope to rebuild when its children can't even learn because they're starving?
So what happened? How did things get this bad? A huge piece of the puzzle is right here. A mind-boggling $9 billion cut in foreign humanitarian aid from just one agency. A decision made thousands of miles away, and it has had absolutely catastrophic consequences for the people in Mae Sot.
And the ripple effects were immediate and just devastating. Food credits for over 100,000 people? Gone. Vanished. Hospitals in the camps had to shut down services. Untrained staff started rationing out vital medicine. Even teachers, the very foundation of the future, started thinking about leaving because they didn't have enough food. This one policy decision effectively dismantled an entire support system.
And this, of course, leads us to the next massive challenge: the long-term impact on the youth. We're looking at an entire generation that's just stuck in limbo, with a pathway from the classroom to any kind of future that's completely broken.
Just look at this pathway. On paper, it seems straightforward, right? But each step is a monumental hurdle. Imagine, you get through school, but then you need $80 for each test to get a certificate. That's money your family just doesn't have. But the real brick wall? Legal documentation. Without a birth certificate, which so many refugees simply don't have, the door to university is slammed shut. It's a systemic trap, plain and simple.
And here is the human face of that trap. This is Toon Lin. He did everything he was supposed to do. He fought, he studied, he earned his GED. But he's still stuck, teaching at his old school instead of going to university himself. His words, they just capture both the incredible value placed on education and the crushing reality of being locked out.
And the crisis goes even deeper. It extends beyond just food and education. It's also about the slow, quiet erasure of culture and identity, as traditional ways of life are put under siege. Take the Salween River. For the Karen people, it's been a lifeline for generations, but it's in serious, serious trouble. Daily fish catches have plummeted from 5 kilograms down to less than 1. You've got pollution, illegal fishing, and now the looming threat of massive dam projects that could erase a way of life that has sustained these communities for centuries.
And you see the same story with a really key cultural craft, jade carving. A decade ago, Mae Sot was the place to be for this. Today, that whole industry has been completely hollowed out. Most of the jade is now smuggled directly to China, totally bypassing the local artisans and traders who built their lives on it. It's left behind this huge economic and cultural void.
This quote from a carver, it's just heartbreakingly powerful. The craft, the beautiful stones themselves, they will outlive the very people who gave them their shape and their meaning. It's such a profound statement on what it feels like to be left behind by these huge forces that are way beyond your control.
But, and this is a really important but, this isn't just a story of hardship.
Because amidst all these incredible challenges, the community is fighting back. And they're doing it with incredible resilience, amazing innovation, and just raw courage.
So this becomes the crucial question, right? When the official systems like international aid agencies fail, what fills that void? The answer, time and again, is community.
Take the Mae Sot Clinic. It's been a pillar of this community for over 30 years. Look at these numbers. Consultations have exploded from 50,000 to 130,000 a year. As the official camp hospitals were forced to close, this clinic, run by medics and volunteers, just absorbed all of that desperate need. It's become an absolutely essential lifeline. And then you find one of the most incredible stories of innovation I have ever heard. The Burma Children Medical Fund is using 3D printers to create custom prostheses for free. For people who have survived landmines and gunshots, they are literally printing everything from skull covers to functional arms. It is a brilliant, brilliant example of using accessible tech to provide direct, life-changing help.
And finally, there's the courage of those fighting for the truth. Myanmar is one of the most dangerous places on earth to be a journalist. Reporters have fled to Mae Sot under threats exactly like this one. And yet, from the relative safety of exile, they keep reporting. They keep documenting. They keep making sure the world does not forget what is happening.
And so we end here. Because the story of Mae Sot, it's about the people on the ground, of course. But it's also about us. It forces every one of us to ask, when our neighbor is in crisis, whether they live next door or just across a border, how far does our shared responsibility really extend?